Okay guys, so we're on our last grammar lesson for this week, and it's going to be grammar page 114. You're going to write 10 questions and then you're going to answer them. And then you're going to use the write the memory verse one time as well, okay? So what we're going to be reviewing is using pronouns in a subject. So a quick review. We know that we want to make a statement in Spanish. To make a statement, we always begin by using that's right, we use the subject. So, for example, if I wanted to say the teacher plants, it would be la profesora, but that's my subject. And then you would put planta, okay? La profesora planta. If I wanted to write a question, I would put the verb first. So for questions, you put verbs first. So this would read planta. Put your upside down question mark. Planta la profesora. Does the professor plant? Remember that the word does in Spanish doesn't translate. It's a helping verb, so you don't see it in your translation. So let me move the board. There we go. That says for a statement, subject and then verb. For a question, verb and then subject. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is you're going to write 10 of these, but you're going to take out the subject right here, and you're going to use a pronoun. So you do it the exact same way, but you're going to do a pronoun. So then rather than saying planta la profesora, the word for profesora, which is professor, would be she. Does the teacher plant? Does she plant is what you want to ask. So planta ella is what you would say. Planta ella? Okay, now let's look at your homework. It's on page 114. And then you have a chart. You have the blue person, which is the subject. You have the green one, which is the verb. And then you have the red on the end, which is the complement. So you're going to pick one of each. Go to page 115 because that's really, actually this says page 114, but you're going to use 115 those. It's because you're writing questions first. It needs to say verb, subject, and then complement. Okay, so I'll do that example for you. You're doing 10 of these, and you're going to say, remember, using a personal pronoun, not a subject. Okay, so paint, recite, explore, observe, study, analyze, predict. I'm reading all the verbs in the green boxes. Examine, repair, paint, recite, explore, observe, study, analyze, predict, publish, examine, and repair. Okay, the ones that end in an A are singular. The ones that end in an AN are plural. So I would ask something like on page 114, the modelo, which is the example, says, ¿Estudia él las plantas? Does he study the plants? So here's your question. Verb first, because you're asking a question. Estudia él, using the subject pronoun, las plantas? Does he study the plants? Now answer the question. You have to do 10 Q and A. So there's the Q. Now do the answer. Put the subject first and then the verb after because now you're making a statement. So you would say, si él planta. Okay, accent. Notice I put si él planta. Oh, you know what? I did that wrong. Si él, there's my verb. Estudia is the right word. Si él estudia, and then the complement goes down here. Las plantas. Okay, so let me go over that one more time. Estudia él las plantas? Does he study the plants? Yes, he studies the plants. So really this asks, studies he the plants? Studies he the plants? So it's a little weird. Yes, he studies the plants. Okay, and you would do 10 Q&A. You don't have to do 5 yes and 5 no, but if you want to do no, then you would answer by saying no, él no estudia las plantas. If you're going to do no, it has to have 2. No, él no estudia, and then you would say las plantas. Okay, and that is it. That's your lesson. Be sure to review your memory verse and review your word formation chart from page 111 that we talked about on the last lesson so that you'll be prepared for that on our next exam, okay? All right, guys, adios.